Alright, good evening everyone, honored guests and friends. Welcome to Indignation 2012. We are happy to have you here with us tonight, and we are your co-hosts for the first part of this evening. It's Mia, and I'm Kelly. For guests who are new to Indignation, it is the gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender community's annual season of Pride. It is deliberately held in August, the month when National Day is celebrated, when we think about the past and the future of the nation and our place in it. Without the past, there is no future, and without identity, there is no belonging. So, the importance of identity and heritage is the inspiration for this year's theme, Our Very Own. We are all familiar with the conventional Singapore story, a tale of rags to riches with its heroes and villains. In recent years, this story has come to be challenged by other actors and actresses through the publication of books, public appearances, and interviews. As a result, younger Singaporeans have had the opportunity to hear their versions and consider the past not taken.
I'm quite often very wary of history. It is told from a certain perspective and hold a certain agenda and carry a certain bias. Who is telling it? Who gets to choose what is told and what does not get told? Instead today, this event and this season of Indignation, we're looking at our heritage. Heritage is about inheriting the past. It's not just something that's passed down to us, but something that we have to receive, seek out as well. One of the things that when we are seeking out the three films we're going to watch tonight, one of the films that we wanted to get was Royston Tan's first work. Unfortunately, National Museum has gotten hold of that film first, and it is now in the time capsule and will not be screened until about 20 years later. So, some past need to be excavated, and sometimes we need to wait for it to be uncovered. We stand indignant at injustice we face as LGBT persons, but we also realize that we are connected to a larger tapestry of heritage. We stand upon shoulders of giants, our ancestors in some way, who stood up, spoke up, even often at much personal cost. We often see the LGBT movement as something inspired by the movement from Stonewall in New York City. Yes, they in many ways sowed the seeds of LGBT liberation that spread all over the world. But we must not forget, we too have our own very own activists here in Singapore too. We seek to uncover, unearth, and reclaim the heritage, our very own heritage for ourselves. We are honored to have amongst us some folks who have been part of that tapestry over time. Miss Teo Solo is supposed to be here today. She's not here yet. I think the weather isn't helping us. But those of you who know, Miss Teo was one of those who were arrested in 1987 in Operation Spectrum, and she was imprisoned for 2.5 years. I count her amongst those of my ancestors. We have another person here, Chong Kee, Tan Chong Kee. Chong Kee is the founder of Sintercom back some time ago, which closed in 2001. Sintercom, I consider as the forerunner of our internet today. Whether you talk about Online Citizen or whichever blogs, Sintercom was there way before it started. It closed because they wanted Sintercom to be registered and Chong Kee as the owner to be liable for anything that's posted on it. Much way before Online Citizen was gazetted, Sintercom was it. And Chong Kee chose to close down Sintercom back in 2001 because he did not want to betray some of the objectives of open discussion and free speech. Now, we speak of defying inequality. We are trying to do our own little bit in the LGBT community But we also want to look outside and not see ourselves in our own ghetto, our little bubble. We want to see how connected we are with other parts of Singapore, activists with different causes, and today we have a few other causes that's here. I think Rachel from the anti-death penalty and some of her friends are here too. I think we need to see and look beyond ourselves as we chart a future forward. Today, we have a double bill. The first half of the double bill, we are taking a look at our past, a slice at least, like how Tze Han put it, to help gay people better understand what has occurred before, politically, culturally, socially, so that they can deal better with the present. The first half of today's double bill are the three films we're going to watch. One was Zero, London, and Timeless. It is followed by a discussion that Lynette, Indu, and Alex will take us through the past, the present, and the future, and a hypothetical gaze into the crystal ball the morning after 377A. But before we start with our event today, there are there are many people we need to thank. Oh, oops, I forgot. Let me plug our events coming up. Okay, you can read one. Okay, so Inclination will run through from today all the way to 25th of August. The first event that's happening tomorrow at Brewridge's is Airing Our Closet, our own very chit-chat. It is opposite substation, and it's a cafe place where you can order, and we recommend you go down early because seating space might be limited. It might be standing room only if you arrive a little late. That's followed by on 9th of August, our very own picnic at the Botanical Gardens at Palm Valley. This has happened for, I cannot remember how many years. I think 4 years before Pink Dot started, we had Pink Picnic. And there's no agenda, there's no rules. Just come with your friends, with your family, with your pets, have a good time, eat, mingle, and have fun. Make Singapore a little bit different. At the same time when we're having the other parade. On Friday, the 10th following National Day, we have a book launch by Ko Ji Leong. Ji Leong, you're here, right? Yeah. Ko Ji Leong is back launching his book, The Pillow Book, at Books Actually at Yong Siak Street. Please join us at 7:30 on Friday. The following event then is also, the following event is also Thursday on the 16th at Objectives at Arab Street. This is our very own exhibition by our artists here, and I just been informed we have run into some problems with MDA. And when we don't run into problems with MDA, I think we're not doing things right. So I hope that fees get approved, but they want $10,000 as deposit. Yeah. Tanya, where's Tanya? Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
It's not official yet.
Not official yet, okay. The next following event then is Gaily Ever After, our own fairy tales, on the 17th of August, read by Tanya as well, Anita, Ishan, and Cyril, over at Back Books actually. That is followed on the same evening on Friday at 9:30 at Play, the game show run by Uga Chaga, Are You Gay Enough? The season 2, they've done it last year, is going to happen at Play at Tanjong Pagar. That's followed by our very own stories, a collaboration of our own photographers from the community with stories of people. This is not just a photograph exhibition, but photograph exhibition with people telling their stories. And it's going to be at the factory at Lim Tuan Tau Road. And when everyone said Lim Tuan Tau Road, where's that? That's at Serangoon North. You take the MRT up to Serangoon, and there's 2 bus stops down from Serangoon MRT station. And finally, our closing event is Contradiction, our very own literature. It will happen at the Reading Room. For those of you who are in the know, the Reading Room was the old Marx Bar, the attic of the Marx Bar. And we are really glad that we got the space there, because part of it holds our heritage and our history as a place that, if some of you do remember, we had some of the Indonesian talks at the attic as well, many years ago. Now we have many people to thank. First of all, we'd like to thank our official media and sponsor, Friday.com. Lipsin and Sylvia are here. Our supporters from Sportsman Asia, Objectives, The Factory, 7 Kickstart Brewages, Reading Room, Books Actually, and Farm, which is Gary and Kenneth, who did all the design, including our logo, the Indonesian logo, and came up with such fantastic work. Thank you for your contribution to us. There are people that I would like to thank personally, because a lot of work goes on behind this, and I got kicked, to get things done. There are these people I'd like to thank personally. Dominic, who is over there. Zihan, who is with the bow tie and running away. Let me go to everybody and you can clap for everyone at the same time. Jean and Jeannie and Lynn and the women from Sione who are helping organize tomorrow's event. We have Shay and Brian Chong and others from Moga Chaga who is running the Are You Gay Enough? We have Tanya and the other artist who is putting up our very own landing places. Yeah. We have Nicholas. Where's Nicholas? Yes, there he is. Nicholas and the community photographers who's putting up our very, very own stories. We have Ishan. Ishan's not here yet. Talk about a drama queen. Wait to make an entrance. Yeah. Ishan was organizing both Contradiction and our own Gaily Ever After. And Gino and Kenny, who's doing their book launch. Thank you. So all this, very, very long-winded stuff. Let me go to the important things. There are a few things. We are run by volunteers. We don't earn money from this. And the money that we get, we pour in and put in for the following year's Indonesian. And often we barely recoup whatever we've got. So this piggy bank is going to go around, and please contribute generously to help support this event and other events that are happening over the week, over the month. So I'll pass this on. Yeah. Don't feel obliged. Okay. Another thing that we have this year is that we have forms that we have given out downstairs. One side asks you what you would like to see in Ignition 2013. The other side is for you to give your details if you're interested in participating, volunteering, or contributing in some way for Ignition, so we can get in touch with you for future events and stuff. So fill out and pass it to any of us who are helping out, or you put it at the front desk, or the registration desk, and thank you for your support.